Well, the last two locks, we dug them out of the compost heap, the bottom of the barrel where they were composting with the other garbage. But for this video, I decided to get something off the top shelf, a little more high class. And so I'm using a Burg Wächter Karat model. It's one of their midline locks. It's a model 217, as you see, 50 millimeter, and this one is made in Germany. You might believe from looking at the top you can shim it, but while you can fit a shim on the left side there, you can't get it into the right. And because of the mechanism that the Germans employ, or Burg Wächter employs, even if you get a shim in, you can't move that pawl out of the notch. So you're kind of wasting your time there. The keyway, kind of standard keyway, we're looking at a Y keyway or a Yale keyway. A little bit of difference here. If I can get this up here, you can see that the pins on the Burg Wächter, in addition to being all security pins, they protrude further down in the keyway than is normal. So we can't attack by putting our pick in as we normally do through the top and then putting the pins, because if we do, we're going to end up setting any of the ones that are low cut. We're going to set them and or overset them, and we're never going to be able to pick it. So consequently, we need as much room as we can get in this keyway. It looks cavernous, but with the pins stuck down that far, we simply can't do it. We're going to have to use a tension wrench that just uses the bottom part of the keyway as small as we can get, because, again, we have that lip on the bottom. If we use something too big, it's going to seize up the plug and we'll get no tension. So Burg Wächter, I'm sure, thinks all of these things through. They don't just arbitrarily choose this. Now, it is a new lock. As I said, I usually buy these when I'm traveling. It works perfectly. Burg Wächter's keys, by the way, are solid steel. They're not brass, so these last a lifetime, just as will these locks. I have some of these locks that I bought at flea markets that are 40 or 50 years old. We're still functioning perfectly. Okay, so enough of the history lesson. Let's just get down to it. Okay, put our tension wrench. You see I try to get it as near the bottom as I can, because in order to pick these pins, I've actually got to put the pick in sideways, and then almost like picking dimples, I've got to turn the pick to the left to figure out which one is binding, and then kind of come around the corner, pick it, and then retreat back into the fat part of the keyway so that I can then continue looking, pulling the rest of the pins. So why don't we do that? I'm just going to try to... I'll tell you what, normally I like to start from the back, but because it's so difficult to get the pick in there, I'm just going to start from the front and move to the back and just figure out which one of these is binding up. And the idea is that I need to get I need to get a false set as quickly as I can. And there we go, it was the fourth pin. So now I got a false set. Now we can really go to work doing the series picking. From here it's easy. Again, I'm all the way in the back of the keyway. I'm moving forward and trying to find that binding pin. Looks like pin number 5 is binding. I have to go in sideways. A little bit awkward on these locks, but again, that's what makes it fun. I'm glad they're not all the same. Okay, I'm going to try to set 5. I'm going to apply tension with my pick and then release with the tension wrench. Let's see if I can't pop him in there. If I can get on the pin. There we go. Not successful. It's just not lining up the way I want it to. Let's see if there's something else I can get a little easier before I go to him. Okay, pin 1 is begging to be picked, so he gives a little bit of feedback. You notice on the tension wrench there. Back up here so you can see just a little better. Sorry. I'm trying to avoid the sunspots coming through the window above me. Okay, we got the first one set. Now, I don't really know if that's going to do us any good, so I'll go to the back, start checking sideways, see if I can find the next binding pin. These Burg Wächters really are a lot of fun. They don't make it easy on you at all, so if you ever got a chance to get one of these like off eBay or something, I recommend you go ahead and do it. By the way, this one, I think I paid about 25 bucks for this one. They don't give them away, but like I said, they're well made. There's pin number 4, and they do last a lifetime. Okay, got number 4. Now you saw that weird angle, I think. I really had to Really had to work for it. They don't give you anything on these Burg Wächters. Okay, it looks like pin number 2's. See if I can make them. You see the feedback on the tension wrench? So we kind of turn the corner, see if we can pop him in. Doesn't seem to want to go. Okay, I got him, but I think I lost something else. Okay, I got my fault set back. I think pin number 4 is the only normal pin in the whole stack. Okay, I got pin 1 again. Pin 4, begging for it. Just can't quite turn that corner. There we go. Alright, so you see, it's not an easy pick. You really have to manipulate. You have to choose a very thin, there's a lot of brands out there, but you really need to get a narrow shank, and it has to be fairly flexible so you can get around that corner. It has to be, the pick has to bend a little bit, and you have to be willing a little bit on this lock to take a gamble, because you're going to get some feedback, and when you twist it around the angle there in that little tail of the Y section, it's actually going to torque the plug a little bit, which can be deceptive. So test it 4 or 5 times before you commit to punching him up. Because if you punch up the wrong one, lose your fault set, chances are you're going to have to begin the whole game again, it's a fun game and we all enjoy it, but it's always better to get them on the first try, isn't it? Okay, anyway, thanks for your time. Hope you don't feel like I wasted it. Everybody stay safe, and as always, stay legal. Thanks.